Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Trump Info. While most individuals might have chosen to remain silent after causing a stir at the State of the Union address and inadvertently becoming the inspiration for the best Joe Biden meme face ever by appearing in her MAGA Halloween cosplay, our Republican Congresswoman from Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene, is not one to shy away. Despite President Biden complying with her demands and mentioning the name Lachlan Riley during his speech, Greene has predictably sought other avenues to continue her criticism of the POTUS. After initially berating Biden for potentially mispronouncing Riley's name, Greene has now shifted her focus to Biden addressing his own culpability for using the term illegal instead of undocumented, a move that continues to irk her. To employ a rather underrated Australian idiom, shame, Greene began in her best impression of her beloved orange overlord when addressing Biden's comments on X. Joe Biden apologized for calling Lachlan Riley's murderer illegal and said he should have said undocumented after I forced him to say her name, which he got wrong. As tactful as ever, MTG then ended her thankfully brief tirade with an eye-rolling accusation. Joe Biden is incredibly weak and is a slave to the globalist America Last agenda, she wrote. For context, Greene was responding to an interview Biden gave to MSNBC in which he replied yes when asked if he regretted using the term illegal. Biden explained, "I shouldn't have used illegal, I should have said undocumented." The president continued by stressing, "I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect. They built the country. They're the reason the economy is growing. We need to control the border and achieve a more orderly flow. But I don't share Trump's view at all." Marjorie, who found the retraction disgusting, accused Biden of having just apologized to the illegal alien animal who brutally murdered Lachlan Riley. If you give what Biden said even a cursory glance, it's clear that he in no way apologized to Jose Antonio Ibarra, the Venezuelan individual who has been charged with Riley's murder. So this is just another instance of Greene stretching and reforming the truth so much that she could earn a killing as one of those people who makes balloon animals. As ex-user Art Candy accurately summarized in a reply, "No, he didn't apologize to people who were upset about him using the word illegal, which you're crying about." As for Marge's never-ending insistence that Biden said Riley's name wrong, another commenter had a valid reason for that too. As Charlie Fox wrote, "I think you misheard him. The space lasers were loud." Greene's continual politicizing of Riley's tragic death is also angering people. "Marjorie, President Biden tried to give Riley a measure of respect, while all you have done is use her name and tragic murder as self-promotion," responded Gilo. "You are shameful." In conclusion, if Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to switch careers from supposed senator to a kids entertainer who's nifty with balloon animals, then no one is going to stop her. Representative Gwen Moore, Democrat from Wisconsin, reveals how she fact-checked Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene in real time after finding herself sitting next to the far-right lawmaker during a speech. President Joe Biden's State of the Union message. Moore, in an interview on MSNBC's The Weekend, said she had to sit in the aisle next to Greene because she was late, and an anonymous coworker said they had the perfect seat for her. "No one wants to sit next to MTG," said Moore, who faces Greene in 2021. Moore said she encouraged herself before sitting in Biden's speaking chair. "I just said, Guy, you don't want to stay up for 2.5 hours. As I pointed out to him, Joe Biden was so far away that I knew I would be there in a minute. So you don't have to say anything to him, Gwen. Don't forget to practice your ethics. You don't have to agree with everyone." "I thought I would ignore it, but I can't, you know," Moore continued. "I was doing a reality check in real time, sitting next to her and responding to some of the things she was saying quietly in some of her outbursts. And really, Hun's a human being," she added. "I'm trying to draw out, evoke empathy, and see if she's sympathetic and realize that instead of spending all the time being surprised that Donald Trump has these supporters, I tried to listen to them." Moore recalls her two fact checks for Greene. First, when Biden talked about Betty Mae Fikes, whom I met on the march to Selma to the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and when he talked about her presence and her voting rights. Also, like about John Lewis, Greene said in 1965, "I think she was really surprised nobody has the right to vote now. It's 1965. I responded, "No, girl, they tried to take my vote because I voted and used a file box in the last election." On another occasion, Green mumbled about how Biden was closing businesses and things like that during the pandemic. Moore said, and I said, wow, girl,